Hello and welcome back to the Fox Strength and Performance YouTube channel. I am Taylor Fox and we're back in the garage calling this series Back to the Barbell, trying to work back into a normal strength training program. I've done about one traditional barbell lift in the past 8 weeks. I went up to Ray Padilla's gym, the War Room, a couple weeks ago and did a deficit deadlift, but otherwise it's been a lot of body weight stuff, a lot of machine movements, trying to get some pain-free range of motion everywhere before I work back into a program. I would like to start something pretty organized in the next 2 weeks. I do have a vacation coming up, so I don't want to start and then either have to overcompensate or stop. Trying to work around that, but I'm pretty excited. The program I'm going to run, I wrote a while back, called Compounding Strength. So it's kind of a mix of like powerlifting base, some strongman events. I think it'll be good with no comps planned in the near future. So it's going to be a lot of variety, a lot of different things, and this is kind of meant to be a transition phase into that. So let's get after it and have some fun. So this is a squat to hamstring stretch. I got this from Eric Cressy, and I feel like it's very good to open up the squat position, get that light stretch in the hamstrings before squatting or deadlifting, but it's not like a static stretch like holding for 30 seconds. Usually you wouldn't want to do that before like heavy lifting or like power movements. You usually have pretty good squat mobility, but I've had some knee issues that have like hindered this bottom end position, being able to sit down here like this. So I definitely want to put this in to open that back up, get that mobility back. Don't have many advantages mobility wise, and this used to be one of them. So I'm putting one foot up on the bench. I'm gonna do a single leg glute bridge. We'll slide over and do the same thing on the other side. And then this, I think it's called a mammoth band, whatever, from Slingshot. I thought this was going to be better for good mornings and stuff like that. It's not long enough for me, but I can still use it for this capsular stretch. And it feels a lot better than your normal jump stretch band. So I was going to return it, but here we find like everything has its use. And I've done a lot of ankle mobility stuff with this while my ankle was hurting. And now using it for this because I got the band set up on the rack. I mean, I have another one right there, but I want to keep that in place for my hamstring curls. I don't want to have to move it and then move it back. So just doing some active range of motion, lunges here, or kind of like a lunge forward motion because I'm not coming up, but open up the front of the hips. My hip flexors have been very tight. I would say I'm sitting a little bit more than I have in the past. So this needs to be a big emphasis for me because this is not only important for deadlift, squat, but also the pressing motion and be able to get everything out of your full kinetic chain. And I'll also do this one, loosen up the glutes a little bit. And this side has really been bothering me for some random reason, so this feels pretty good to loosen it up. Just open up that posterior capsule, which is what that's for. Anterior capsule in the first stretch. Then we're just going to do 15 kettlebell swings, get the hips going. By the way, I'm not sweating like because I'm out of shape, but I had worked a soccer event before coming home, so I was pretty fatigued all day. It poured in the morning, and then the humidity spiked, the sun was out, so I got a little hot towards the end. But the idea here is I'm going to sit on the box like a normal box squat, and then I'm just going to come off slightly, less than halfway up, hold for a couple seconds, and then finish the squat. Because then I'm going to do like kind of the tempo pause that I've been doing in the past that I've featured on this channel, where it's like 4 seconds down, 4-second pause, 4 seconds up. Kind of got into it doing Brian Alsru's program. So this will be a little bit different with a pause on the concentric, and then I have that tempo concentric eccentric with the pause. So kind of just gonna feel it out here and see how it goes. And then this is gonna be a giant set with hamstring curls with the band, and then abs. So I featured these a while back with a dynamic effort session that I did where I would do them as a warm up for sets of 20 or 25. So here, just sets of 10 in between squats. So I put 90 seconds on the clock, but it takes me a little bit to get down. That is a little bit over what I would normally do. And then we'll see if I'll probably cut it down, but I usually do about 60, 45, 30. But that's with like heavier training. So I feel like a longer hold will be fine. And I'll probably speed this up once I stop talking. Yes! Oh, that was pretty freaking long. What is Rhonda Patrick's thing? It's like found my fitness. I need to refine my fitness. The giant sets are going to be rough when I start getting back into it weekly. I figure I'll do 2 plates and then 3 plates. See how that feels. Probably call it there. It's just been a long week, and I want to do this hack squat thing and then wrap it up. Yeah, buddy. So this will be my last set of squats. I'm not going to film the accessories, the last giant set, but started with 90 seconds on the bridges, went to 75, and then I'll end with 60. So a good way to wrap it up. The thought does linger in the back of my mind that I strained my adductor with 380, very dehydrated at 5 in the morning. So it's kind of like, let's hang in there with this, but felt pretty good. Not terrible. Again, it's been a long week. So I got the spudding strap, which is technically the hanging strap, but it works well for this. 2 stall mat squares, and then the slant foot plates. Attach all that to the gable stack, and it makes for a pretty good hack squat setup. So we'll see how this goes. I'm also squatting in Crocs, so good luck to me. Pop the Crocs off. Do some iso holds. Oh. I hadn't done this in a while, and I remembered you have to get down to a kneeling position, put the strap around your waist, get it set, and then stand up. And then I remembered you have to settle, and you can kind of shift the hips and get it straightened out. But I was trying to kind of like finagle it from a standing position last time. Last time I did 7 lowers, so I think I'm just going to do that and then call it. Oof. Oh my god. So that'll be it for me tonight. Not too long of a session. Basically, warm up, 3 movements in a giant set, and then 2 movements to finish. We'll definitely be expanding on this type of session in the near future, but just kind of working back into it. I thought the squats were good. Like I said, pretty easy weight that I'd hurt myself on last training block, prepping for a battle at the bridge. Really derailed a lot of stuff that I needed to do or like thought I needed to do to prep for all that. So want to play it safe. want to make sure I reacclimate, especially with those pauses. That was tough. And then the thing at the end was brutal. That's the thing I feel like I get a lot out of just this simple thing that I kind of came up with. And I've strapped up like an SSB, the gymnastic rings with bands and stuff, and done that on the slant board, and that was pretty cool too. But this really does feel like a linear hack squat, so I keep rolling with that because it's the easiest one to set up. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Until next time, keep lifting those heavy weights. Hold strong.